Hey, welcome to Being Trans with Lilith and Amanda. I'm Lilith, that's Amanda, and we've got questions for you. Amanda, how you doing?
I am pretty good.
Pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 5, that's a 4. I'm pretty good.
1 to 5? Well, yeah. Probably closer to 3.
Oh, that's okay. 3 is, I'm okay. Welcome to Being Trans, where we...
Let's try this again.
No, this is great. I think that's great. It just allows people to see...
I meant life.
Oh, no. Welcome to Being Trans, where we find your questions and we answer them and we talk about how to be trans, and hence the name of the podcast, Being Trans. So are you ready for our question today?
I am ready for our question.
All right, maybe this ties into how you're feeling. The question is, why are trans girls always tired? And it says, online I see trans people stereotyped as EP princesses. I'm a trans girl and I'm always tired, but I don't know why. I don't know any other trans femmes in person, so I can't ask. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing.
I think it is. It's
really
low-key background carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's just like you can't even just be in like a state, like live your life. You got to worry about like what legislation they're passing out in Idaho that they're going to try to make federal. Like it's just mentally. I think it's easy to be mentally exhausted, especially if you don't disengage sometimes from that kind of rhetoric.
I think that's true, but I mean, I think it's true for everybody right now. Like, I don't think that's exclusive to trans people. I think just being tired of like this late stage
capitalist hellscape
is fucking awful, and it's fucking I don't know, because everyone has to work 80 hours a week and doesn't have anything to show for it. I mean, there's that'll make you fucking tired. I don't think that's exclusive to being trans at all.
It's not a case where I think it's just a matter of fact that like
I don't know how old this question asker is. I'm sorry.
Laid off railroad workers probably aren't going to refer to themselves as EP princesses.
Right.
But no, honestly, the fucking world is tired. I mean,
everyone's fucking tired of this shit.
Although, a good portion of us are like all on board with it, apparently, but that's probably because they don't realize
that the 200 billionaires,
the 200 billionaires, and
like rich people are into it. Like and not even them though, not even all of them, because I know a lot of like affluent people that are like, I fucking hate this shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I wish it would be better. Like, and so it's not even that. It's just like this handful of people that are just digging in. But that's the thing, is it's like it is changing, and the sad part is it seems like it's gonna change for the worse pretty soon. So it's like we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna get better without it getting way worse first. And I think we're just about to go into that tunnel. I think we've already went into it. Like we're about to be in the part where there's no light.
Because I think when I first saw this, I was like, the hormones really kind of gave my life new energy and really kind of brought that on. But apparently it is a side effect of HRT, and it could be. But I think
I've never heard that.
I'm just saying that's what I saw. I looked up because someone said it. But it's also like you're going through a second puberty, so if you're just starting,
there's that too.
That can be exhausting.
Well, physically too. It's your body's morphing. Yeah, that takes some fucking calories.
Right.
If your first puberty, you would eat whole pizzas and shit.
Yeah, that definitely stopped with puberty.
I'm just saying, I think I'm not better. I ate a whole pizza today. It's a cheap frozen pizza, but I ate a whole one.
Yeah. No, what you do is you look at the back, and you multiply how much calories the whole pizza, and be like, well, I didn't eat anything all day, so I can just eat this whole pizza right now.
Well, yeah, but
and your body's body's like, that's not how this works at all. And you're like, fuck.
I didn't count the calories. I've never counted a calorie. What is a calorie exactly? Isn't it? It's the energy it takes to raise a specific amount of water 1 degree, temperature of water 1 degree. I don't know how much the water it is.
This is why trans people. This is why trans people are exhausted.
Because
we went
they try to figure out what a calorie is.
We went from talking about why we're so sleepy to trying to figure out what a calorie was in about 5 seconds.
Why are you so sleepy? I don't know. Why am
I don't know. Amanda was dragging me all over science today. Yeah, it is true. Like, you go through puberty and then, like, for me it was whatever 40, 50, if not 50 years later, but like 40 years later, you're like, body's just like, we're doing this again. Like, yeah, we're doing this again.
We sure are, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna cry about everything this time.
You're gonna cry about everything, but you're also gonna look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
So it's worth it.
It's totally worth it.
Hormones make you look so good.
Yeah. I think, babe, the world is tired. And trans people, I think trans people are just in a space where it's just like, hey, you go to your friends, like, can we talk about shit? And they're like, yeah, of course we can talk about shit. And cis people famously don't talk about shit.
I don't think that's true either.
Like, I don't like these blanket generalizations. A cis dude will just be miserable for his whole life and not talk to anyone about it.
You can't say that. Like, that's not true.
I just did.
I don't like it, though, because I don't want to, be like, I don't want to be.
You're right. Not all.
Yeah, I don't want to be antagonistic here. Like, I don't think that's
antagonistic.
Like,
I don't think that's anti-cis either.
Okay,
no, it's not.
Making a blanket negative statement about all cis
let me explain myself.
Definitely is antagonistic.
Why don't you let me explain myself? That's just how people were brought up to be. That you don't talk about.
Antagonistic?
No, you don't talk about things. People literally don't. And
what do you mean by that? What does that mean? Don't talk about things.
I'm sorry, you've never
about things.
Yeah, we just talked about this. You're a trans person. Like, what are you?
We're talking right now.
We're talking right now.
Conversation.
Yeah. You're throwing back a different situation at me while I'm trying to explain what I said. You're telling me that you think we live in a world. Wait.
Entity, we'd be
wait.
Our stock would be a big fucking people.
Well, one of us is talking. Oh, you're telling me you feel like we live in a world where everyone is just open about how they're feeling and how they're doing, and they talk about it?
No, but that's not an exclusively.
It's not
being closed off isn't an exclusively cis male thing. Like,
no, but my point was that trans people are more open to talking to each other these things because we're going something so huge. Like, I don't think other people get together and talk about their boobs or their genitals or stuff. And so where we might have a conversation, we're just like,
do this all the time. Like, I have these conversations with cis women on the regular.
You do, because you're the trans person bringing it up.
I don't think that's true.
Let me just finish. You never let me finish. You're a bad girl. You are a bad girl.
Well, I disagree with this.
You're not letting me finish. But so we're more apt to have a conversation where it's just like, hey, I'm feeling this. Do you think it's a side effect of my HRT? What's going on with me? Because we're always looking for knowledge, because we're entering this thing where we usually end up knowing more than our doctors, or we can find more information from people than our doctors can. And so we're open to asking these questions and having these conversations. I don't think, like I mentioned earlier, like a coal miner isn't going to say he's an EP princess, but he's also not going to like go up to a bunch of other coal miners at lunch and be like, hey man, y'all real tired about, the crippling economic problems caught on by the super rich in this country. It's just like, it's just not as common to talk about those kind of problems as in the trans community, because we have medicines that we use that other people don't use, that we're going through things that are a little more mentally straining. So I think the main thing is, like, yeah, everyone's tired, and most people aren't brought up to talk about shit like that.
I don't know what they talk about in coal mines. I have no idea what a coal miner talks about.
I bet you I know they don't say
they're a coal miner in my life.
I know they don't say they're EP princesses. That's for sure.
I know you live in Virginia, so there probably are some coal miners out there. I don't think there's any coal miners where I live.
Or not in my neighborhood, at least.
Like Los Angeles. The coal miners.
Yeah, there's probably a band called the Coal Miners, but that's as close as you're gonna get.
They're just like some fucking folk punk posers.
They just sing bluegrass with like electric banjos and stuff like that.
I like the idea of like the Hollywood coal miner who gets like dressed up in like Gucci overalls and like a hard hat. And their cheeks are just cut.
There's a band called the Coal Miners. There's Richie Mitch and the Coal Miners. LA. There's John Stanky and the Coal Miners.
John Stanky and the Coal Miners.
Yeah, it looks like they do polka. So,
do you think that's his real name? Is that a joke?
That is absolutely his real name. There is no doubt that that's not his real name.
Change that.
No, he does polka music.
I'm John Stanky.
Well, that's because you're not saying it. You're not saying it like someone who listens to polka.
What is that?
You got to get that. You got to get that.
Someone who listens to the polka sound.
You got to get that Green Bay in it. You know, we're going to see John Stanky. Him and the Coal Miners are going to throw down some polka music.
Terrible.
Oh, what do you mean it sounds terrible? John Stanky.
Yeah, to go see John Stanky. I don't know about that.
He's going to do the beer barrel. He's going to do the beer barrel polka.
You could have a better name than that.
Also, people listen to polka don't necessarily call themselves EP princesses.
What about?
Let me tell you something.
Wait,
I am one EP princess.
I would like to take a moment.
Yeah.
And help John Stanky of John Stanky the Coal Miners.
Right. I was going to point out this is like one of the things we talk about before we start the shows are like these tangents we go on.
What can he change his name to? Like Johnny Cool?
John Stinky?
No, that's just as bad.
Is it? Okay.
That's the whole, we're getting away from this thing.
Oh, I thought we were leaning into it to make it better.
No, but like there is something to be said to be John Stinky in the Coal Miners. Actually, that might be better. That would be better.
Yeah.
Because then you're just like, I'm John Stinky. P.U. Here you go. Here's some polka.
John Stinky and the Coal Miners is a Sex Pistols polka cover band. So they do all the Sex Pistols songs, and they just do them as polka covers, though.
Okay, all right.
Here's what I do. I dream shit
I
up.
don't have anything bad to say, but that's not anything that's like exciting me.
Nothing involved with the world of polka is exciting.
Good for you. Good for you. You found a little niche.
Yeah. You were just saying how you don't want to be so unaccepting, and then here you are ripping on John Stanky and the Coal Miners.
Well, John Stanky is not a good name. It's not a good name. Well, I live in Hollywood. Let me tell you. I know I said that the entertainment business.
You know what it probably was? His family came over here from Poland, and they were like Stankovic. And at Ellis Islands, they changed to Stanky. They're just like, we don't do with those long names over here with V's and I's and stuff in them. So you're Stanky.
Could be that.
And they didn't know. They spoke Polish. They didn't know that Stanky was close to Stinky.
They probably didn't.
They probably didn't. Probably didn't.
They have a whole different word for stinky in Polish. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't speak any Polish.
Neither do I.
Well, I know, like, isn't the word bumbershoot Polish?
I will take your word for it.
Like
kielbasa.
Kielbasa, yeah. Sounds like it could be. That could also be German.
No, kielbasa is Polish.
This is good stuff right here. I think this one's classic. This is why. This is a great show. Welcome to the show.
This is why we're so tired.
This is why I'm very tired right now.
My mind is working overtime on
a lot of these, it's always been at the end of it, you say, I really feel like we helped somebody today. And I don't think we can say that, to be honest. I don't think we helped anybody.
I think you asked a question and we answered it, but there was no help given.
There's no help. No. I don't think trans people are inherently tired. I think
everyone's inherently tired. Yeah.
Question asker, how old are you?
I don't think they're going to get back to us on that one.
But I mean, I'm saying that would play a factor because I think the older you get, the more tired you get.
Can confirm that.
Yeah, I don't think this is a trans question. I think this is like someone that's trans asked a question, equated it to that, and I think they missed the mark. I don't think it's a trans thing.
It might be. I would say if I wanted to help someone, I would say go into the world assuming that everyone is tired. And when you meet people and you have interactions with people, treat them as if they are...
as if they were tired.
Struggling to stay awake and make it through the day. Because honestly, I think that's the problem, is we're all just struggling to make it through the day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was depressing.
This makes me sad.
That was depressing. You know what? Let's put on some Johnny Stanky.
Let's close the show.
Some Poco.
John Stanky and the Poco Pistols.
The Coal Miners. John Stanky and the Coal Miners, ladies and gentlemen. Play us out.